No, man, but you got to keep going. What am I going to do, quit? That's not an option. You got to keep on keeping on. Life's a garden, dig it? You make it work for you. You never give up, man. That's my philosophy.
Hey, gardeners. Hope you're all having a great week. Hope you're getting to spend some time out in your gardens. As you can see here, I'm trimming down our pepper plants that are growing back here in the back carport. Just kind of cut them down, and then we'll get them all out and everything next season when we get next year started. But yeah, we still got some peppers growing on here, so we're harvesting those up as well. Got some of these Lesia varieties. I just love these ones here. We got some others back there. These right here. Look at this. This is some Sugar Rush Peach. That's a really good kind of spicy one right there too. So yeah, just getting these kind of cleaned up as well. I got up here in these other containers above growing some orange hat. They're like a micro dwarf tomato. So I'm going to collect some seeds of those so we can grow more of those next year. And yeah, lots and lots to get cleaned up and plan on for next season. So all right, let's get growing. All right, all right, all right. It's time to get going. It's Saturday. All right, all my favorite garden enthusiasts and passionate plant people, welcome to the Let's Get Growing show right here on the Urban Gardener channel. I'm Enoch. I'm your host today, and we've got just a kind of a fun little hangout show for us here today. Where basically you guys are going to be the guests today. So that's what we're going to be doing and talking about today is some different things. I had a couple of things I'm going to go on, and I haven't had a chance to kind of go on a rant and talk about some stuff for a little while. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to hang out with a couple of viewers, maybe yourself included too here. I'll talk about that here in just a minute as well too. But if you are here joining with us right now, definitely, you know the drill. Let's make sure that we click that like button, hit the thumbs up there for sure if you're joining with us right now. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You want to make sure you subscribe to the channel, subscribe to our Let's Get Growing show, hit the bell notification so you can be notified of all of the upcoming videos and live streams. And share with all of your friends too, and let everybody know, all of your gardening friends out there and your garden groups, and whenever you can, just drop a mention about our show. Let everybody know about what we've got growing on here on the Urban Gardener channel each and every Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. So we're here every weekend, and we're hanging out, and we're talking gardening. We've got a lot of great guests and everything. We don't have any featured guests really, or any of our other guests planned for today anyways, but we do have some great shows coming up, and we've also had some pretty great shows just recently as well too. But also one of the things I want to do too, like we like to do every show right at the top of the show, is give a big huge shout out to all of those of you who are watching our replay. And it's great to have all of you as well too watching the show with us on your time. It's great to have everybody here live. I love seeing everybody here live. I love seeing the chat that goes on during our live streams. I love participating with all of you as well too, who watch the replay. So definitely get down into the comment section and drop us a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the show. Let me know, if you got any questions or anything like that. Maybe you just want to drop by and say hi. I don't mind that as well too. Just say hello if you want. Write down in the comments, and I love to hear from every one of you. You all know that, so definitely be sure to do that. And if you are joining with us here live though too, and you do have any questions or comments or anything as well too, drop into our chat feature there and join in on the conversation. If you have any questions though for me or anyone else on the show, at any time, put them in all caps. All capital letters. That'll help us identify any questions from the rest of the conversation going on, and then I can try to make sure that we can get those included in on the show. Yeah, definitely check out all of our links down below in the in the description. Also, because today I've got a link right down below in the description. Jay will share it with us as well too here in the chat for all of you who are here with us live. And it's a link so that you can click that link and you can join in on the conversation here with us here today. It's just kind of a fun community, you know, just you and me and all of you who watch the show and all of that. We're just hanging out today for Saturday, and I thought maybe I'd get some of you involved as well too. So we'll have some of you join us on the show here in just a little bit later, but I do got a link right down in the description for it's basically just a StreamYard link. If you've ever used Zoom or anything like that, you got a phone or a laptop or something like that, you just click this link, you get it loaded up, accepting your audio and video and everything, and then boom, I'll see you in the background here, and then we'll try to get you included here just a little bit later on the show. So fun today, lots of fun hanging out with all of you. Thank you all so much for joining with us here today. I hope that you've had a chance to check out some of our previous shows and things that we've got going on here on the Let's Get Growing show. This last week, I finally got this guy onto the show. Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company is one of my favorite companies, one of my favorite seed companies to try different new varieties, especially all these great heirloom storied varieties of different things that they have to offer at Baker Creek. And so we've had Jared Gettle on last season on the show, or last year on the show. This year I wanted to get Ryan. I also see Jared and Ryan and all of them each year at the National Heirloom Exposition. So this year I talked with him a little bit as well too, and then invited him onto the show. We finally got to talk with him this last week as well too. Really great conversation with him, talking all about how he got involved with doing all of Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company's social media, all of his their videos and stuff. And then it's some really kind of funny stuff, some kind of really kind of interesting takes on some things. And then he's always trying and tasting these different types of heirlooms and plants and crops that they're growing and testing in their different fields and greenhouses and different things all around the whole Baker Creek complex. So lots of fun content that he puts out there too, and a great conversation with him to kind of learn about his history and relationship with the Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company, going all the way back until, like, we're talking about like at the very beginning. And Ryan was also a seed grower for them, as well as we talked about him growing and doing farming in Africa as well too. So lots of great fun adventures with him. You'll want to go back and check out that conversation last Saturday. And we also got to meet Brooke Morgan from at What Brooke Grows on Instagram, and What Brooke Grows on YouTube. Brooke has some really great channels, great following, and it was really great to have her on the show as well too. I found out that we're kind of similar gardeners in certain aspects and everything too, so you want to check out that conversation last weekend or last Saturday on the show. And also for our Sunday edition last week was the third Sunday of the month, so that meant our monthly gardening book club. And just this last week, we just did kind of a review. We're winding down. It's getting to be the end of the year. I mean, it's hard to believe, really, when it comes down to it. So things are kind of winding down. Mark and I thought we didn't quite it didn't work out with our author this last month, so we figured we'd just hang out and talk about all of these just really great books that we've got to review and discuss and talk with each of these authors and everything over this last year of getting the book club. And mind you, we started like back in what was it, April or May or something like that, but we've had 7 really great books that Mark and I just kind of go over and talk about this last Sunday. It was really kind of fun. Plus we announced this next month's book club though too. I mean, this one's really going to be great. Looking to talk to Diane Meisler, author of Grow Your Soil. Grow Your Soil is so far, I've been already starting to dig in and read it. I really like it so far. It's really great, talking about the soil food web and all of that. So Mark and I will be reading that book and having a fun discussion. December 15th, third Sunday of the month, coming up here in December. We'll be winding. I mean, again, too, like I mentioned, it's so hard to believe. I mean, we're going to be kind of just winding things down here for 2024 as we're moving into December. I've got things I've got things planned for a winter break. It'll be really kind of a shorter break than what we did last year. Last year, I know it almost felt like I abandoned you guys after fall and everything, and we took a few months off and got started back up again back in March. As we were approaching spring, we got the show started back up again. But we're not going to do that this year. I'm not going to leave you for too long this year, actually. So we're just planning for a couple of weeks off during the holidays and New Year, and just right after the New Year, though, the first weekend right after the New Year. Hopefully, we're going to get started back up. We'll see how things go when the planning of everything's going. I'm already starting to get some contacts and starting to work on the New Year's calendar and everything. But we do got a couple of great guests coming up, though, on the show as well before we end up winding everything down. And we'll do kind of another similar type of just hang out with all of you guys. We'll have, hopefully, I'm thinking, well, what we'll do is we'll get Charles from Ivy Organic with us. Maybe we'll get Sarah to join with us or something, and we'll all just kind of have a few minutes and just kind of hang out with each other as we wind down for our 2024 year. But again, too, we'll be started right back up. We're going to keep things going and get right back at it right after the new year and everything too. So again, too, hopefully some really great new guests that we'll have on for this next year, as well as, I mean, now we're really starting to build up quite a guest catalog of people we've had on this show now, going on 2 seasons, 2 years of doing this show. So we've got tons of people to be asking back onto the show. I've been, thinking about and working on our list and everything too, and all of our guests that we've had and everything, and thinking about, well, how am I going to fit in and think about bringing these people back? But when I've also got a huge list of people that I still really want to get on the show as well too. I don't know if we could really fit doing another show. I mean, we expanded to doing 2 shows this year to kind of accommodate for some of that. But now it's starting to feel like, oh man, we could fill out almost another show. And I just don't think I have the energy to really try to do that when it comes down to it. But we'll figure it out. We will do some things, and we'll have some great guests that we've had on over the last 2 seasons back with us this next year, and have some great gardening conversations with them, as well as fitting in and talking with a bunch of new and guests as well too that we'll have coming up too. So yeah, lots going on. We'll talk about next week and who we've got coming on the show for next week here just a little bit later on. We'll talk a little bit more maybe about some of these plans that we've got for the holidays as we get towards the end of the show. But yeah, lots and lots going on. I see everybody's already got quite a conversation going on here too. So let's make sure we jump in here and get to say hi to everybody real quick. again, too, that's kind of all we're doing here today is we're just hanging out with each other. I hope that some of you take advantage of what we're going to do today. A little bit later on, I'm going to bring on some of you as, just kind of hang out and have a short little conversation and all of that. And this is open to everybody. We've done this already once before on the show. And also we did this as well for our Halloween hangout. That was really fun. That worked out. That really was really a good time. So, I'm just throwing out the link for the show. It's down in the description. If you want to click that link, it's a StreamYard link. You can come on, get in the backstage here and hang out here, and we'll get on and have a conversation with everybody. So let's see here. Who do we got joining in here? I got to get back here all the way. Let's get back. See who's all with us today. I know I saw some. Yep, Darth X was here. Excellent, Darth. Awesome. Great to see you there. Rick as well too. Hello, Rick. Yeah. See, Rick, you could grab that link or something. Maybe jump on or something a little bit later on here as well. Of course. We've got to say hi to our facilitator, Jay Dixon, joining with us as well from Midwestern Ontario, Canada. Thank you, Jay, for helping us out, dropping in all the links and everything. We also have with us today, we've got our moderator as well, too, Adam, joining with us from right down the road. Maybe, Adam, maybe you could think about, too, as well. Grab that link that's in the description there. Drop in and say hi a little bit later on here on the show as well. It'd be great to see you guys. Let's see here. Who else we got with us? I don't want to miss anybody here. Where are we at? I feel like I'm missing someone. Oh, here we are. Yeah. We got to say hi to Serena. Hi, Serena. How you doing, cousin? Good to see you. Great to have you here as well, too. Awesome. Oh, looks like we got our good friend Christopher Bransdahl all the way up there in Norway joining with us as well, too. Awesome. Excellent. Big Will Dog. Here we are. See, you got it. And I know you just got your new channel and all of that. So Big Will Dog, I got a link right there in the description for you. Come join us here a little bit later on the show. Say hi. We'll talk about your new channel and all of that. So, jump on with us here. Let's see, we got Jersey Girl. How you doing as well, too? Great to see you. Thanks for joining with me here today. Right on. We got Bohemian Herbology Natural Solutions. This is a super fun idea. Hello there, friends. Yes. Thanks for joining with us here, too. Like I said, everybody's welcome to check out like I said, the link that I have down in the description. Come and join with us for a, just say hi, talk a little bit about what you got growing on. I already got one person already sitting in the wings, one brave soul so far already, ready to jump in here in just a little bit as well, too. So don't worry, you're not alone. Come and join the conversation. Sam says, let's get this plant party started. Yeah, that's exactly. Right on. Serena asks me, did I have any damage from the bomb cyclone? Well, actually, before even any of all that started, we did have kind of a windy evening or something like that blew some dead branches off of a neighboring tree off into my back space. So that kind of dropped in, damaged a few things. Not too much of the structural stuff, but just kind of a few of the things that were growing and all of that. But I got that all cut down. I'm working on cleaning that space up right now and everything. And if for us, it's just a ton of rain. It's been wet around here, which is great, in some sense, because because we haven't seen rain around here in such a great amount anyways. I mean, periodically some little tiny showers have happened, you know, in the weeks past leading up to all of this, but now it's just been constant rain and just all of that. Nothing as far as damage, as far as where we're at. And again, too, I don't know if it's any worse for anybody else anywhere. But yeah, it's so I don't know if for us it's a real bomb cyclone or not. But lots and lots of rain though. Everything is really, really wet out there. And I've had to get myself pretty wet to get out and start doing some of the stuff that I got to get done. I got to get it done and start planning on and thinking of, like you saw at the beginning of the show, the opening clip there where you know, I'm starting to cut down some of the pepper plants, some of the, you know, cucumber beds and everything. I'm clearing out and everything and getting those ready to start thinking about what the next cycle of things are going to be as we move in towards winter and then spring, and then planning for this next season. You know, what can I change? What can I do? Another big thing, you know, for me is that what I really want to be able to do is to start doing more videos again. And I've been working on getting this new software figured out, this new editing software that I got. It's actually the same stuff, but it's just a newer version of it that I've been trying to figure out, get more comfortable with. And I've been working on a couple of projects that we've actually done here for the show, and then a couple of other projects I've been kind of waiting to get finished up. And so I've been working on those, kind of getting more comfortable with the software and everything. Once I get all that set up, get those projects kind of done and everything, when I get right back into doing our garden journals, our weekly garden journals as we get into 2025. So it's really kind of the plan and all of that as well too. So definitely going to try to make sure that we're going to be getting into doing more video content and getting some old projects that I've had waiting in the wings to get finished and everything, so that I get this new software figured out. So that's kind of something that's we're going to be looking forward to as we move into 2025, is to kind of get back into that as well too. That way I can show, instead of just the clip at the beginning of the show where I was showing you all of the, you know, me cutting the pepper plants, and I try to show some little thing going on in the garden throughout the garden season when we're opening the Saturday show. But with the videos and the weekly garden journals, that's where you can really see things as they're growing throughout the year. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff, a lot of really great things that were growing this year. There were also a lot of things that didn't work out as well too, and all of that. So, I mean, these are things that we'll get into and we'll talk about as we get those journals started back up. But I know a lot of people have been looking forward to me getting back into doing the videos again too as well, and I have been as well. So I've been trying to fit in getting to learn this new software, and I think I'm getting better. And I think I'm just about there. So it should time up, hopefully, just right to where we can get a couple of projects finished up, get the garden journal started up this next season and all of that. So that's going to be something really fun that we can get to looking forward to as well. So right on. Let's see here. I want to make sure again, too, I'm not missing anybody. Right on. I see. Oh, look at this. I see we got Tony from Simplify Gardening showing right here in the chat as well. Awesome. Tony, I'll let everybody know he'll be joining with us here in a couple weeks as well. So we can look forward to a fun conversation with Tony. Thank you for jumping into the chat. It looks like, I haven't seen this name in a little while. Good to see you, buddy. Awesome. Wickershire Project Off Grid. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for joining with us here. And again, like I said, too, this is an opportunity for everybody who's listening in right now, kind of like a call-in show, but kind of like a video call-in show or whatever. We're going to have join with us. You guys are the guests today. You guys get to join in. So I see, like I said, Big Will Dog in the soil. You got a channel. Other folks got channels as well too. If you got a channel you want to talk about, you want to tell everybody about, come join us here. I've got a link right down in the description so that everybody can jump in and join us here on the show here a little bit later on. And yeah, I really encourage everybody, we got one person already sitting there waiting in the background right now. So we'll have him on here in just a little bit as well too, but we need another brave soul or two to jump on and say hi. Yeah, Chris says right here too, I finally got my grow room and my video uploads going too. Yeah, exactly. I know we talked about that last time you were on the show with King and everything about getting that all going, up and going, and getting back into doing some videos and all of that. I've been seeing those popping up. I'm catching up with them as well too, and hope everybody does too. And I know Jay could probably put in a link for everybody to Christopher's channel. And if you haven't subscribed to Christopher's channel, you're going to want to check out and watch what Christopher does. He is a master at growing indoor plants and all that sort of stuff. So he's got a new grow room that he's just got set up. And he's going to be growing some really amazing things. You won't want to miss out on all of that too. So yeah, just looking forward to more and more videos. And again too, we have Christopher and Kang on pretty regularly throughout the year. I mean, every so many weeks or so, every couple months, we make sure we get together with those guys and talk about all the things that they've got growing on. We just had them on a few weeks ago. We'll have them back on again here in another few weeks as well too, as we're getting into our 2025 growing season. I'll make sure I get it set up so we can have a fun conversation with him, and then we'll catch up with all the things that he's got growing on there and all the different videos and things that he's talking about uploading too, and see where things are growing on. Right on. Simplified Guardian was saying that he's got a big storm here. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain here, a lot of rain coming down. Like I was saying, it's kind of nice sometimes, when it's, rain and then you get a good amount of it and you get some good days of it when you haven't had it for so long, really, and when it gets really dry, like it gets for us here in Southern Oregon, these first rains can be really kind of nice, but it's been quite a bit of rain though too. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, here Adam says, for anyone that's hesitant of being on screen, it's as simple as having a conversation with me. That's right. Absolutely. Adam's done it when, but yeah. Again, like I said, grab that link down below in the description here and come jump on and come say hi here. We'll start getting to some conversations with everybody. Big Will Dog says, I'm coming. Yes. Yeah. Jump in, man. I'd love to talk with you here, man. It'd be great to see you. So like I said, you just click that link, accept the audio and video, and you'll pop in the background here, and we'll try to get you on in just a little bit here. But yeah, again, too, I can't forget about everything going on. I'm just going on and talking away, going through everything. Everybody's having a great conversation in the chat. So thank you, everybody, for joining with us here today. Thank you for jumping into the chat. And again, like I said, we've got a couple of folks that we're going to talk to here already in the background, waiting in the wings to have a conversation with us. So we'll jump in and we'll have a nice, fun little conversation here in just a minute or two. with what will be our first guest. Like I said, you guys are all the guests today. So again, right down in the description, there's a link to the StreamYard link. Click that. I want to see some of you others jumping in and see some of you joining in with us here as well too as we get moving along here today. But I'll see you all in just one moment. Let's Get Growing is sponsored by IV Organic.
Hi, my name is Charles Malky, biologist and plant expert with IV Organics, where we grow cool plants and author Saving the World with the Home Garden. IV Organic 3-in-1 Plant Guard has 7 natural oils that protect your plants, not just from the summer heat as well as winter cold, but also protects your plants from damaging insects and rodents. The oils in the product include castor, cinnamon, clove, garlic, peppermint, rosemary, and spearmint. These oils are natural insect and rodent repellent oils, which are encapsulated by the base powder, offering your plants months of protection at a time. 1 application per year will suffice for protection against damaging summer sunburn and winter sun scald, but if the target is pests, application as much as 2 to 3 times a year may be necessary.
Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Sarah's Seed Shop here with another trivia question. Which of the following was most likely a part of the first Thanksgiving dinner? A. Beans, B. Potatoes, C. Sweet potatoes, or D. Apples? We'll be back with the answer a little later in the show.
All right, all right. So do you know the answer to Sarah's trivia question? You could drop your thoughts there into the chat. And definitely also want to make sure I mention too, again, everybody, it's great to support those who are, supporting our channel and doing what they do, like our sponsor, IV Organic, and also Sarah from Sarah's Seed Shop. So definitely go to sarahseedshop.com. Check out her seed offerings that she has. She has such a great selection of some of those just really great essential seeds there at Sarah's Seed Shop, and what she's going to also be doing too. She already has such a great deal. I'll just tell you this, for 75 cents, she usually offers just a really great amount of some of these really great garden essentials in her seed shop there for 75 cents, and you get more seed than you'll get in an average pack of seeds. And you definitely want to go and get seeds from her just for that reason alone. But she's going to have her own kind of Black Friday special sale. And so this November 28th through December 2nd at sarahseedshop.com, she's going to have select seeds available for 50 cents per packet. 50 cents per packet. And all you got to do is use the code Thanksgiving24. Thanksgiving24, and her coupon code as you're checking out there on her shop, and support her shop that she has there. Get some of those great garden essential seeds at Sarah's Seed Shop. And again, too, I mean, it's a great deal at 75 cents per seed, but to have some of them available at 50 cents per seed packet as well too. Stock up, get a bunch of those seeds that you need for this next year. Get some seeds for some friends. Get some, at that prices, at those prices, you might as well just get tons and tons of seed and share around and give to people at your community garden or your neighbor to help them get started with their garden as well too. So again, go check that out. And again, if you got an idea of what the answer is to Sarah's trivia question, let us know in the chat as well too. And and then we'll get to talking about that here just a little bit later on in the show. But now I have got some victims laying in the wings right now to come and join with us on today's show. So again, too, this is kind of what today's show is all about. It's about you guys, the viewers, you who spend your time with me each and every weekend here on the Let's Get Growing show. One of the things I know is it's really great. It's really special to have a great audience and people who come and join with me each week. So it's great to have these kind of days where we can spend some time together and hang out. I love the conversations we get with all of our great guests and all of that and everything, but we got to have some time and days where we can spend some time talking with you and let you guys share as well too, because some of you have channels, some of you have things that you're doing as well too, and that's what we're trying to do here through what we're doing at Let's Get Growing, sharing our in all of the plentiful gardening knowledge there is here in this wonderful gardening community. And we're all just a small part of that, getting to hang out together here on the Urban Gardener channel and for the Let's Get Growing show. Again, each and every Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, let's get down to it. We're going to start off with a first time person. Our other two waiting in the wings as well too have been on, and we've had them on here before as well too, so I'm really looking forward to talking to them. But so I'm kind of giving a warning to our first timer today right now. That's I'm gonna bring you on here. Let's see, I gotta make sure I got everything set up just right, just to be sure. Okay, so all right, everybody, let's welcome to the show our good friend. He's always in the comments. I'm always seeing him, so it's going to be a real pleasure to talk to our man, Big Will Dog. Awesome. And his channel is In the Soil. And I'm sure that Jay will get us a link there too as well, maybe put into the chat there. Again, Big Will Dog, I've seen you. You've been in my chat for quite a while, and I've been wondering about and wanting to meet you. And so I'm so glad that you're taking advantage of our discussion today and hanging out with us. Thanks for joining with us today.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you got growing on there. I know that you recently kind of changed up or at least fixed up your screen name there to include In the Soil, as I think you're getting started with your own little adventure into doing some garden related topics on your channel.
Trying to, at least, still trying to figure out the whole editing thing, but it's just I changed the name just to give it some reason, or give it some type of idea what's going on.
Purpose.
So because trust me, when I picked it, it wasn't necessarily had any idea what was going to happen down into the future. So but yeah, it just got to the point where it was like I was always just trying to give ideas, or I was getting ideas from people. And then how you watch other people's streams and then you see a question come up and you're like, well, I just heard that from this person, or I just learned that from this person. And it just got to a point where it was just like, maybe it would be easier, instead of trying to hijack people's streams with all this info, just
Well, I mean, again, too, there's so much, that each of us has to offer. I think that's one of the things we try to highlight in the whole idea of what we do here on our show, is to highlight all the different people and personalities and ideas and thoughts and things that go into what we each do individually in our garden spaces, and then take the time, again, to break out a camera, take some shots of things, and utilize some of these ideas we have to bring something to life in a video form to share with other people as well too. And I can definitely feel you when it comes to editing, as I was mentioning just a little bit earlier here too, is that I've been going through my own figuring out and learning. I'm not as technologically savvy as a lot of people think I am with that sort of stuff. And I got used to a program that's ages old that no one can help me out in fixing anymore. So I've had to learn a newer version of this program and everything. So it's like
You know
So
what?
I
If it
know
wasn't for
I've been going
iMovie,
through it myself, and I want to get back into putting the videos out. I want to get back into doing that, but I get it when it comes to figuring out the editing side of things.
if it wasn't for iMovie, I probably would only have like 2 other videos out because I'm trying to use another one on my actual PC. And yes, all the settings and knobs and video clips and trying to stitch everything together so it makes some type of coherent sense drives me nuts.
Right. Yeah, it definitely. And it can there, there's a lot of stuff, and I've been going through it for sure, like I said, but I'm getting some things figured out. I think I might be able to be right back on track where I was before. My thing is about creating simplified, things that I can just repeat, so
Okay.
once I get stuff figured out in a way where I can just do things and just repeat that kind of thing over, then I know I'm going to be all set to go. So
Oh
hopefully,
yeah.
like I was telling everybody, hopefully I'll get back into getting the videos together, because that's one of the more fun things about having a channel, is to be able to put together and edit fun videos, especially garden videos, which I have so much fun with.
See, I couldn't do streams like you though because I'm too neurotic sometimes. It's like how many times can you beat your head against the wall until you figure it out? And
Right.
sometimes that's how gardening is, or this whole editing thing. It's like, okay, I've been beating my head against the wall, but once I learn something and I get it down, I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
So it's easy to tell somebody why you don't want to do the wrong things when
Yeah.
you've done it just about any way that you can mess it up.
Yep. And that's, and I think that's one of the things that, a lot of us have to offer when we got the opportunity through our channels or through our videos to share things, is to be able to share that experience,
Yeah.
and then that experience can translate into things that are more helpful and more, make things a bit more easier for those who are trying to
Yeah.
learn and go through those things for the first time themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things I love about all the different videos and in gardening creators I've watched throughout the years, is just sharing mostly just that experience with me, more so than very specific gardening knowledge.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sam was asking real quick. I just wanted to mention this too. Is any free video editing software out there that you guys use? Mine is I bought a lifetime thing called Filmora. So I use Filmora, but I did pay for it, and at the time I think I spent like $60 for a lifetime license or something years ago. Like I said, I got it when it was old.
I'm trying to learn DaVinci
Yeah.
Resolve.
That's in fact, that's in nice you mentioned that too, because that is a free one you can use, which I've heard that the free version of that is really power packed with some good stuff,
Yeah,
just
and they
in
just
the
updated it
free
too.
version. They do have a paid version of it where it's even, you get even more bells and whistles with it and everything. That's where I was gonna go if I wasn't getting the hang of this newer version of the one I had already paid this lifetime license for. So I
It's
figured if
not.
I pay for it, I might as well try to get the most out of it I can. But if it wasn't going to work out, that's where I was going to go, was with DaVinci.
I mean, if you have an iOS device, at first you would think iMovie isn't all that,
Right.
doesn't have all that many features, but if you dig into it, it's easy. And you
Yeah.
can do you can do everything. You can have the captions, you can do screen grabs, you can do anything except for like some power user type where you would need like DaVinci Resolve for,
Yeah.
or what is it, a Premiere or something like that. It can do quite a bit of stuff on there,
Yeah.
and it'll handle different types of videos, whether they're 4K or 1080 or 30 and 60. You can change and adjust all that stuff.
Yeah. If you get into doing, and I know a lot of other editors who will use this specific program for this, if they're trying to accomplish this specific goal, and do many different programs just to bring one thing together and all that. I've never I've never been able to, do much more than just the simplified, most basic thing I could possibly figure out how to do, and try to make it into, I don't know, people say that that some of the stuff I do makes it look like it's more complicated than what it actually is. But there's some really cool things you can do with some just basic stuff, especially when it comes to just gardening content.
I just need to figure out how to do the moving graphics for like opening and close. That's why I said in my introduction on my channel that it's a work in progress and I will learn. So yeah, that's where I'm stuck at now, doing the whole 3D moving graphics to do what I want.
Yeah.
And that way I can use it as an intro and outro.
Yep. They do have some cool ones if you get Canva. That's what I also use as well. Again, nice and basic, nice and easy. You can get a little MP3. That's how I've built out some of the things here for the show, and that as well too. So again, nice, easy, basic. Not much into it for people who, like myself, don't want things to be too complicated.
Yeah.
Anyways, tell me how things growing in your garden this year. How things
everything's
going, man?
So I did a bioassay, and I figured it would be helpful because a lot of people, when you say the word bioassay, they're like, bio what? So I started one, and I made a mistake of using seeds that I didn't care for that were like 2.5 years old. I was like, they'll be fine.
Right.
Wrong. So I just restarted that, and I used seeds that I planted this year, and so far that's going perfect.
Excellent.
I got germination, so we're off and running there. I've still got collards out there, and I think I've got some kohlrabi. I just pulled like 2 of my 4 buckets of carrots last night because we got snow.
Oh, where again are you growing from?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
So I was worried, since I grow in buckets, or they're like kitty litter buckets, I was afraid of them freezing all the way through.
Oh yeah. Well,
and they actually started to, but I only harvested two of the buckets just because I had way more carrots than I needed, and I didn't want to pull them all.
Yeah.
Plus, I figured it would warm back up because all that snow is gone now.
Yeah.
So those buckets will go back outside, wait till later in the year where I could use them because I got plenty for Thanksgiving already.
That's good.
Let's see, I've got my spinach, I've got lettuce out there. I've got just your leafy stuff, basically. Oh, strawberries. I still got freaking strawberries.
Yeah. My plants kind of had another life to them, and we're actually starting to put out some flowers and everything. I don't know how far they're going to really go.
Yeah, not very far.
But yeah, again, too, I was like, yeah, you're a little off season right now. But that's just the way things are. Things are so strange, as far as our climate and everything, especially here where I live in Southern Oregon, that even the plants are trying to figure out things like, what is it? What's going on here?
So you're trying to hedge your bets on what's it going to do and what's it not going to do, and you're usually wrong no matter what you pick.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Right on. So what do you got planned for your channel? What do you got? I mean, you're just getting started. You're just getting going. You got to have some ideas what you want to do, right?
Because winter time for me is no good, because if I'm stuck in the house, I'm going nuts. So usually that's when if I'm going to have a project, I build during the winter.
Right.
So I'm going to build and film another wicking tote that I use. I've already got 3 of them, and they're real good for people who need to sit down and garden.
Oh yeah.
So they're just tall enough where you're level with the surface, so you can either seed or even harvest. So I'm going to be building one of those. It's kind of labor intensive, but once you set it up, it's worth the effort.
Yeah.
So I'm planning on doing that, and then I want to build a cold frame so that for next year, this time of year, or even in the spring, I have a spot where I could either put my early transplants, or extend the growing season.
Okay.
So those are the two things that I'm focused on now is as projects and build alongs that people can look at and be like, okay, this is what I need to do, and trying to film it in as simple of a way as possible. So that's what I've got.
All right on. Excellent, excellent. So yeah, definitely. Then looking forward to all of that and seeing what you got growing on in the soil channel and all of that too. I mean, I really hope. Oh, yeah. Tell me what you
Oh,
got.
I was gonna say, and I've gotten real bad into worms, and
Oh,
my worm bin lately, if you couldn't tell.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's another thing. I'm gonna have to probably double the amount of bucket or containers I've got. So
I was just thinking about that too as I was working in my my worm bins and everything yesterday, and just thinking about how much I've really dig the whole process and wished I'd actually gotten started earlier and was
I
kind of
know,
thinking
and
was
it
kind
saves a
of
lot of money.
yeah, it is. And again too, it's basically free fertilizer. I mean,
Yes.
I've been doing, in which one of the things I can't wait to do some videos and show this next season and everything is, you know, harvesting the vermicompost and then utilizing it in these in this compost tea, which just did an excellent job. My pepper plants grew just amazing this year. My other plants that that I was testing and using this on and everything were just we're rocking, and I didn't have to pay for anything other than growing these worms. So I had to initially invest in the worms themselves, but now they're populating and I've gotten more, and I can expand and create even more vermicompost this next season. And so yeah, that's been a big huge kind of game changer for me this year.
Jay was trying to update, or between Jay and Bowtie Dave, they were
Yeah.
talking about the bioassay. There are a couple, but I made the updates into shorts. That way people didn't have to sit through an entire video. They could sit there and look at the shorts and be like, where was that and what I did. But yes, Jay has the right link for the
Yeah.
setup video.
Yeah. That's excellent. Yeah, so right on. Yeah, again too, love it. Love the worm stuff. That's I got to do more videos and everything on that as well too myself this year, because it's been, again, was the big game changer for me this last year. And just totally, there's other things I want to do as we eventually move on into some of these other
Yeah.
projects I want to do over the next year and everything, to make at least all of my garden inputs kind of self-sustainable within the property and
Yeah.
everything that I've got.
Yeah.
And with a couple of other additions, I think we're going to be at peak, like what we need, and to keep everything just right at the right, just what I want. The best soil that I could possibly get, with these amendments, all kind of coming from basically in-house, sustainable things as well too. So the worms is a first great start to being able to accomplish that too.
But you're talking about like chickens and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
See, you don't
And
have
some
an HOA.
rabbits and
I
chickens and
do,
things.
and HOAs suck.
Yeah. See, and luckily for me, I don't have that, but I do also only have like really limited space. We got to really kind of be careful of how we're doing certain things. And another thing too, I do have like limiting regulations as far as what the city will allow me, as far as how many chickens I can have, that sort of thing. Can't have any I can't have any roosters, which is all right. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to do it. I've got some plans already in development for that for this next season. So hopefully we'll be able to do that and accomplish again to that ultimate goal of being able to make sure my garden and is being fed and the soil is being sustained through a great local sustainability measures that we can implement right here. But yeah, it's just, again, man, really appreciate you taking the time today and
Of course.
jumping on again too, being brave enough to click that link like I was telling everybody.
I'm not an in front of the camera guy naturally, so
Yeah.
I'm
So,
only
yeah,
doing this because I've warmed myself up now. I've gotten used to doing it, having
I
to
love it.
shoot myself on
Yeah.
video. So
Yeah, yeah, and I appreciate it, and it's great to be brave and you know, stick your neck out there, as they would say, and you know, and to do that. I mean, again, too, this community is just a warm, awesome community that we have, and again, too, I just love to have these opportunities to be able to take the time through our show to also get to meet you guys as well, too, who spend your time in our chat and watching the show regularly and everything too. So to have you on to spend a few minutes here with us is just really special. So thanks a lot, Will.
all right, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You betcha. I really appreciate it. Thanks again, Will, for joining with us here on the show. Awesome to have him here too. Like I said, I do have a link down below. We're going to get moving on to our next guest as well too. I do got another person here as well, another new timer. I will try to get to our other guests who've been on here before. They know who they are, sitting in the wings and all of that. But again, we're again, just how fun is this, you know, that we can just kind of hang out here together, talk about stuff. I was going to talk about some other things, but now that I've got all of you here, I just want to talk about what you guys want to talk about and keep this conversation moving along. So I'm going to have to kind of do two things at once here for our next guest, as I want to make sure that we, for one, get the banner right. But we'll bring in this next guest and then we'll see about, let's see here. I want to make sure. Sorry, everybody. Make sure we get this right. All right. So again, we got another guest here, new to joining with us on the show here. So let's go ahead and bring in Julia. Is this Julia? Can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Excellent. And
Right on.
what's your channel's name again?
No channel. I have extreme problems with technology, but I love to grow and I love watching y'all. So I just wanted to jump on here to say hello.
Okay, excellent. So then I'll just do this here real quick. We'll just put up Julia. There we
That
go.
works. Yeah. I go by Bohemian Herbology, but that's me. So.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, well, thanks for jumping on and again being brave enough to get in here and join the discussion with me here today. And again, tell everybody just a little bit about yourself and where you're from. And
yeah, well, apologies first of all if there's any technological weirdness, because I am not technologically prone at all, y'all. So I'm from the Midwest and I love to grow and I live in a mobile home park. Y'all might know me from Gardener Scott. And I brought here's some stuff that I grow in my 1,000 square foot area of my home. I can a lot of things. I make my own medicine. That's just all garlic. And then I've planted garlic already. Here's some straw flowers. I was running around in the wings to kind of grab some things. I didn't plan on coming on. But I love the idea that we can all garden in the space we have, you know?
Yeah.
I live not even 300 feet from an interstate, a major interstate. So it's, and I have pictures of my home if I ever figure out how to upload things and get things going. I'd love to share. I have a pumpkin that I've bred myself. This is Fairy Godmother, I call her. Fairy for short. But I didn't breed her myself. I should take that back. She's an open pollinated variety gifted from the bees in creation, even this little habitat that I've created.
Oh, excellent. I love it.
I have turkey tail picture that I make, a permaculture area in the back.
Oh, excellent.
And I could go on and on. I've got one more thing and then I'll stop, I promise.
No problem. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, but they've survived the snow. I would eat one right now on camera, but I can't because I have to save the seed. So I'm going to check them out later. But they're still.
There you go.
Yeah, and I've got baskets of them that have
first, definitely.
Yep. And last but not, awesomest, Sarah Seeds came today. I ordered on a Tuesday, thanks to Jay. She turned me on, and I remembered her from your show. And they came so well packaged, and I'm so excited. So thank you, Sarah, for that.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. Put that up again. Can you put that up again one more time? I just want to get that right up on that camera there. See, everybody, look, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to what you get from
And it
Sarah.
wasn't even $20.
You're not going to find any better deal when it comes to getting the seeds. And it's,
sorry.
She definitely does away with all the expensive packaging that all the other seed companies do and all of that. And she gives that back by giving you more seeds than you can really plant when it comes down to it. But yeah, it's just really awesome. And again, like I said, she's got a great sale coming up. In fact, let me see if I can't put that while we're talking about. See if I can't put that back up.
There's a technical.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna pop this up real quick. Yeah, so she's got a sale coming up here too as well. So everybody go check out sarahseedshop.com. Definitely. But yeah, thanks for showing us and thanks for supporting Sarah's Seed Shop. That's just really awesome.
Oh, it was so awesome of her. I mean, I've got a Stillwell's evergreen corn, and I live in Illinois. So it is like 75% used for corn and soybeans. So finding good corn that I can try to grow out and keep free from pollen from the neighboring fields is a big deal to me. And I like Stillwell's evergreen. I've read about it. So I'm excited to make breed it and keep it, keep it stable and isolated, and then possibly use that stock to breed more in the future. I know you guys have different opinions on that, but I am pretty outright not in favor of GMOs. Because of just that fact of do no harm. They spread pollen, and it's a bummer. But that's a story for another day. I'm just glad to meet y'all.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just so.
And thank you, Sarah Seeds. Should I talk more about that? All right, so it's been. I've got cabbage. Sure. I've got red. This came in the mail today while the stream was started, actually. So it's pretty awesome. When I got quiet, I ran to the mailbox because I knew they were here. It's kohlrabi and red acre cabbage and Michile cabbage I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to try it. It looks like maybe like a loose leaf cabbage. I've already got I'm full
like
up at the
cabbage, maybe.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so bad with talking on videos.
No, you're doing a great job. Thanks for sharing with us, for sure. I love it. And again, too, how awesome that worked out and timed out just perfectly. You got your order from Sarah's Seed Shop just in time to be able to show it off to all of us here, which is really great. And again, too, I like your, again, too, you can see all the canning and everything and behind you and all that. I love the fact that you're growing things and preserving them and doing all of that. That's just really amazing as well, too.
Homegrown wheat.
Homegrown.
All on yeah, for sure. And I started a lot of my things like that too. If it's in regards to seed stock, I'll go back to Sarah though, because it's really cool of her to offer all of these and make it accessible for people. I am very proudly not about the conventional currency system, and I think it's gardening is a privilege, or not a privilege, it's a right for everyone. And for her to make it accessible, it means a lot for me to get a lot of these varieties that I've been wanting for a long time.
Yeah, definitely make sure you share that out there with all the other gardeners, too, so that they can make sure they can take advantage of that as well, too, because like you said, it's great, and she's got all those really essential things that you do want to grow in your garden. You get plenty of seeds, so you can grow plenty of those sort of things that you want to grow. So, and again, too, and very inexpensive. So, makes it even that more accessible to people to be able to do that and grow that. And not only that, you can she'll help you figure out how to grow and
the cost of the seeds always free, right?
Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
Impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. And then she's got I've got beans too, and asparagus, Mary Washington asparagus, and strawberries. The bee plant, Rocky Mountain bee plant, Cascadia snap peas. I guess I should be holding them up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm really excited to get those. It's my first seed order.
Yeah, exactly.
And then back to the wheat. I grew it from just ordering it from, oh my goodness, I'm going to forget the name, but it's an organic wheat company out of Montana. And I ordered 50-pound bags and I used it for cooking. And then I just started that way.
Right on. How much did you have to grow? How big of a space was it?
Well, that's the thing about growing wheat and things. I really, I said I was going to put it off this year, but I didn't because it's so beautiful and you can make artwork with it. Can I grab this real quick behind me?
Sure, yeah.
It's like a couple God's eyes from the wheat stalks.
Oh, right on.
Just I love nature so much. Everything you could ever need, right?
Crafts.
Yeah. Just given abundantly, but it does take space. And so I said I wasn't going to grow it because it's a wonderful. If you want to put like a area in and get all the weeds out of the way, throw some wheat, seed down, and that would work. But I'm on very limited space.
Yeah, that's awesome. Excellent. I love it, and I love your passion for growing and nature and everything as well too. I mean, which really goes to show through what you do and what you accomplish with your garden and your space each season. Especially preserving everything, and again too, I love the fact that you jumped on. You're brave enough to click that link, and again too, you don't even have to. Everybody, take a look at this. You don't even have to be that technologically savvy. All you got to do is click a link, do a couple of things, and boom, you could be on just like Julia right here sharing what you've got growing on as well too. So again, everybody, there's a link down in the description there, right there for you if you want to jump on too and share with us just a little bit about what you've had growing on in your garden this year. Julia, thank you so much again too for spending your time here and sharing with everybody.
Garden credit.
What's that again?
Have a good one, guys. Glad to meet y'all. Thank you for the opportunity to get some garden cred. I just go on the comment screens, and I wanted to show that I really do practice what I preach and all that good jazz, and that I really do love y'all so very much. So thank y'all, and I'm so glad to see you.
Do. Bless you too as well. Thank you so much for being a part of our gardening community. Thank you so much, Julia. Right on. How about that, everybody? Like I said, look at that. We've had 2 brave souls already today who clicked that link that's right down in the description right now and jumped in here backstage to join with us. I've still got a couple of more brave souls waiting in the wings right now. But again, too, we'll get to them here in just a minute. Sorry, you guys, I'm making you wait there. But how fortunate, how fun, again, too. Let these 2 others get a chance here to join with us on the show. Again, I love this whole idea. This is something, again, too, I want to make sure that we kind of keep up with maybe as we move into the next growing season as well, too, is to have kind of these days where we can all just kind of hang out together as a community here on the show. I mean, it's great. It's fun. It's, really awesome to be able to talk to. I mean, we are so fortunate here on the Let's Get Growing show with the guests that we have, the quality of guests, the people who come here and spend their time with us each and every Saturday and Sunday. Let me pop this up here for everybody as well, too, as I'm talking about that. But each and every Saturday, Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, we're here having some great discussions with all sorts of great gardeners throughout the gardening community. That's whether they're authors, podcasters, YouTubers, Instagrammers, TikTokers, radio, television. We've had all sorts of really awesome people who've been guests here on our show. But to have you guys, the ones who spend your time here, join with us each and every Saturday and Sunday, be a part of the show as well, too. It's just been really fun. So thanks again to Will and Julia so far for joining with us here on the show. Again, to be sure, everybody, if you are here right now, click that like button. Definitely, if you haven't clicked the like button yet so far, definitely do that. Awesome, everybody. And we're just moving right along here today. I know that it's about time for us to maybe take our second break of the day. We can get that answer to Sarah's trivia question. Hey gardeners, thanks for tuning in to our show today. We'll be right back at it here in just a moment. I just wanted to take a second here to highlight our regular videos and features here on the Urban Gardener channel. Our weekly garden journals, and our incredible featured visits.
The answer to this week's trivia question is A. While we don't know exactly which fruits and veggies were present during the harvest meal at Plymouth in 1621, we do know that potatoes, sweet potatoes, and apples were not yet growing in that region. Meanwhile, beans and their sister crops, corn and squash, were common staple foods among the Native Americans, and they were most likely a big part of that original Thanksgiving feast. Thanks for watching. Head over to Sarah's Seed Shop where you can find garden seeds at unbeatable prices. Enjoy the rest of the show and have a great day.
Right on, right on, right on. Did you guys get the answer to Sarah's trivia question right? Right on. Excellent, too. And it's like we mentioned before already, Sarah's Seed Shop is going to be running a special Thanksgiving sale coming up here November 28th through December 2nd. So that's coming up this Thursday, Thanksgiving, through December 2nd at sarahseedshop.com. All you got to do is put in Thanksgiving 24 in the coupon code, and you'll get special savings there too. Like I said, it's already a big, massive savings when she offers them at 75 cents a piece, but she gets some of those varieties for 50 cents a piece. That's just really even more amazing. And just like our previous viewer guest just showed us too there, how awesome was that? She actually had some of Sarah's seeds that she ordered from Sarah's Seed Shop right there just to show us all exactly what you get too. So go order bunches and bunches of seeds, go get stocked up, go get some seeds from your your friends. If you're in a community garden or you got some neighbor gardeners or that sort of thing, go get some seeds to share with them as well too. I mean, it's so worth it for that kind of savings on that amount of seeds as well too. So just really awesome. So again, remember this Thanksgiving, November 28th through 2nd, put in code Thanksgiving24 into the coupon code there at sarahseedshop.com and go get some really awesome garden seeds. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Again, too, we got a couple of things I wanted to say right here to Rooted Wire Garden says, you are all awesome. Thanks. I will get better at filming and get around to editing footage. Yeah, do so. Again, too, like I said, you guys got some channels and all that too as well. Really awesome to have you all featured and everything as well too. Jersey Girl with some applause for Julia. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Will, as well too, for getting on the show. Christopher says this is at least as fun of a show as the regular. Great conversations. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. This is great. Also too, glad I see Mill Creek Market here. Mill Creek Market, absolutely. Just I was hoping I would get to see you here on the show as well too. I prepared this right here, showed up in the mail this week, so I just wanted to show this to everybody out as well too. Here, Mill Creek Market did a little giveaway when we had our good friend Mike Van Duzy on the show. He was on, and he gave away a couple of things, as well as Mill Creek gave away a couple of mushroom kits, and then sent me one as well too. So I just kind of cut this open before the show. Thought I would unbox it right here and show you all what you get here from a mushroom kit out of Mill Creek Market, PA, there too, as well too. So maybe if you guys want to get a mushroom kit or some seeds or something like that as well too, you can check that out. I'm sure Jay could put up a link to Mill Creek Market as well too there in the chat. But oh yeah, look at this. This is awesome. Got a little mushroom sticker, and a mushroom sticker, and a Mill Creek sticker as well right there. Of course, we got some directions, and yeah, right on. Greetings from PA, Pennsylvania. Hope you and your family have a happy and blessed holiday season. Enjoy your lion's mane. Let us know if you have any questions. Much love, Chris and Tracy. Thank you so much. Very simple, easy directions here. So hopefully someone like myself can get it figured out. I think this is a bag here we use kind of like a tent or something as well, I think is what it says there. And then you got this nice little brick right here. And I think, what do you say here? We just cut into the side here or something and put this over it or something. It seems pretty simple. Oh, and then we want to spray the mist the inside. So yeah, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get that all set up. We'll get this growing, and then hopefully maybe down the road we can check on the progress of our lion's mane that we got from Mill Creek Market. So yeah, thank you so much for sending that out. Thank you so much for doing that giveaway on the show. And I hope all of you out there, if you're interested in growing some mushrooms, getting a mushroom kit, that you'll go check out Mill Creek, PA as well too. And I know you guys got other things to offer as well too. I know Mike gets like seed for microgreens and things as well too. Excellent. Let's see here. Root Wired Garden says, I make sure I subscribe to all the guests on this show since I started watching. Yes, absolutely. And again, too, if you do have time and you do go and subscribe, or you check out anything of any of our guests or anything on their channels, do me one little extra favor though. Go onto one of their videos, or go onto one of their recent posts, or something that they've done, whether it's, if you're going to their Instagram or their YouTube video, find a recent video, get in there, leave a comment and let them know that you saw them here on the Let's Get Growing show. Say hi, do that. Just do that for me. That would be so awesome if you all did that to our different guests that we have each week and everything, and let them know that, again, that for one, that you found them here, and that, again, too, their time is well spent here by hanging out with all of us here too. And Mill Creek Market, PA. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. I can't wait to see how that lion's mane grows. I'll try to share that with everybody. Hopefully, as long as I can keep it going or make it work out right. See, LP Dimension. Hello, everyone listening and lurking. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Excellent. Right on. Make sure I'm not leaving anybody out here on the show as we get moving along today. I've got a couple who have been waiting here, so I want to make sure we get to them for sure here. When it comes down to it, here, all right. I think we're getting through here. Just want to make sure. Excellent. Right on. Again, too, if you want to squeeze in, any of you who are here right now and you want to squeeze in as we get towards the end of the show here, and we get moving along, I'm going to get going on to our next couple of guests that we have. But if you want to squeeze in there, we can find some room. We can have a quick little chat. Again, there's a link down in the description right there. You can join with us live right here on the show. Just use that StreamYard link, and then you can join with us here. and promote what you got going on. Whether it's, Mill Creek Market, if you want to jump on for a minute, or anybody else as well too, definitely feel free to use that link down in the description. And Jay just also shared a link as well too that you can all use. That's in the chat box as well too. So right on, let's get moving on. Today we've got someone who's been waiting since before this show even got started. So I want to get going here. So let's everybody welcome our good friend, always in the viewing the show, whether he's at home or he's all the way across the pond in Europe. What a nice fun trip I was getting to see share about and everything as well. We got Bowtie David from Bowtie Life in the Garden. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Today.
Oh yeah, we're back. We had a fantastic trip to England and a transatlantic cruise back. It was amazing. It was truly amazing.
Yeah, and you even found time to join with us and everything too along the way. So it was great to kind of follow along with you right here on the chat, So you never know what you're going to get when you come and join with us here on the show, Right there in the chat, you could find yourself conversating with someone who's out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you, I shot a lot of footage. I got a lot of garden tours coming out, and I'm looking forward. I think been working on. I can't remember what's coming out next. Oh yeah, we were on Disney's new private island in the Bahamas, and I identified some of the plants on the island and stuff. It was just beautiful. Hey, yeah, I see Will. I see you, Will.
That's right. Excellent.
Hey,
Getting some love from everybody.
I gotta tell you, everybody that's gotten on here, Janet and Will, I'm sorry, Julia and Will, and being brave to get started. Number one, Enoch, you're doing a great thing, giving people a chance to at least practice, and then you guys just breaking through and actually getting on camera. And I've been doing this. I've been doing YouTube videos for a dozen years, and I went back and looked at some of my old stuff, and oh, it's terrible. Trust me, it's terrible. Will Dog, you are way ahead of me, okay?
Again too, I'm like, some of them I've just wanted to go and just kind of take them off, but then I'm just like, no, you got to leave it up there. It's how you got started.
That's right.
You just got to kind of go with it and everything. But yeah, some of those early first videos I did, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm much better. I know I've got to be a little bit better throughout the years and all of that at what I do and presentation wise and all of that. But
right.
When you look back at those old ones again, it's like looking back at your school photos from back in the day too. You're like, oh my gosh, did I really wear my hair like that? Oh my.
Yeah. I do have a very important thing that I've been dying to get out there. And y'all were talking about editing software, and I was watching the comments in in there. I have been using a software for over 12 years. It was actually it's an open source software. It is actually designed as a result of a call to create an open source software that had the quality that's good enough to produce theater quality movies. It's designed for computer graphics, and Will is talking about the 3D graphics and stuff, and it's free. It's a free software, but there's a caveat here. The name of the software is Blender. I'm going to hold that up there, and then
okay.
I know JBot is going to find blender.org, the website where you can download this. Now, they're on like version 4 point something right now. Before version 2.79, it's an older version, and there is a guy, and if you look at Blender, trust me, it's very confusing to look at. But what I want to do is I want to point you to this guy right here. He has a YouTube channel, Mikey Cal Myers. And this guy, if you're going to try to use Blender, this guy right here will actually show you everything you need to know to edit your videos. And if you've ever seen like my garden tours, where the down in the corner of the video there's a little map with a little icon going around and stuff, that's all in Blender. Every bit of that is in Blender, and
Oh, okay.
it is. I want to give it a shout out. Someone may decide to try it. It is not. It is not a beginner software. I'll warn you. I
Yeah.
mean, just be advised, it is not a beginner software, but some of you that might want to try some of that fancy stuff. I don't know how deep you want to jump into it, Will, but it's
Yeah.
fantastic software. And he actually tells you how to set it up to be a video editor just for what we do on YouTube, but you can do so much more. You can do green screen stuff with it. You can do 3D rendering. Actually, they do 3D rendering in videos. So
Oh,
combination, I mean,
wow.
it does all the features and it's amazing. So anyway, I just wanted to shout that out. If you
Yeah.
get Blender, do it with the Mikey Cow. You got to go through Mikey Cow's playlist on whatever version you have. And if you stick to the 2.79, I think is the version I use. That's one of his last. I don't know if Mikey Cal has done another lesson series on later versions, but he has like 30, 40 videos and he shows you exactly how to do everything. It's hand in hand together, hands down, just fantastic. Just fantastic.
Yeah, right on, right on. Yeah, and it's always good to hear about the different things that different people are using,
Yeah.
because we're all trying to find something that works for us and how, and it's good to get some good suggestions out there. So hopefully
Yeah.
that'll help people out. And if you need to check that out, I know Jay put a link in as well in the
Good, good,
comments
good.
there too. So yeah, so again too, you went on this nice fun adventure there too. Tell us a little bit more about that trip.
Oh man, I tell you what, Mrs. Bowtie, and I saw the question in there. How's Mrs. Bowtie? She is doing
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic. She is working in the other room right now, but she is a planner. I am not. I am
Right.
blessed to have her, but this was
Yeah.
probably the best planned trip we ever did. We went with some friends from Canada, and we went and stayed in London for a couple weeks, and then I rented a car. I drove in London and in southern England for a few days. Went, did Stonehenge and all that other stuff, and then we took a Disney cruise ship back for 2 weeks, and we stopped in Spain and Lisbon, Portugal, and the Azores,
Oh,
as
wow.
well as Disney's newest private location in the Bahamas, and that's just beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's just amazing.
That just sounds like an amazing trip, man. I can't imagine. I got to get myself out into any one of those places for once. I haven't gotten to go to Europe or anything yet. It would just be just amazing. It's
Yeah.
I've got a bucket list a mile long for over there for sure. So hopefully someday soon I'll get over there.
We
And
went to a botanical garden in the Azores that is older than America.
yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was amazing. I've started editing that video and it's like huge. I don't know how to break it down. I just don't know how to break it down. I do long tours. I'm
Yeah.
talkative.
Like the Tony from Simplify Gardening is like, next time you're in the
Yeah.
UK, come visit. I know that's what I got to do. I got so many friends I've met who are living in Europe. I'd have so many visits I could do.
hmm
I gotta get doing that. Go over and see
Well,
Tony and see what's going on over in his garden.
we are
That would be so much
planning
fun.
another trip, and I will be reaching out. I did reach out to Jess at Plot 37, but
Yeah.
the connection wasn't made, which is no big. I was basically telling her, I know it's a peak of gardening season in England in October. Is there anything I shouldn't miss? And
Right,
it
right.
was one of those things. If not, we're going to Kew Gardens, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, right on, right on. So let's see here. You, before the show got started, sent me a picture, and I want to put this up for everybody.
Yeah.
And then you can explain to us here what we're talking about.
So the big subject here is all those huge green leaves. And if you look at the ladder in the middle, just to the left of it, there's an arch trellis that's hidden under a bunch of that's the original 8-foot long 8 foot high, 4 foot wide arch trellis where these loofah started from, and they grew in every direction. They're growing over the shade cloth in the background. They're actually growing in my neighbor's yard and I'm sitting on my neighbor's children's jungle gym to take this. But that's a 17-foot tall tree trunk that's 4 foot across, and this loofah even ate a 17-foot tall tree trunk. And you want to talk about Audrey 3?
Oh my.
I got Audrey 2 beat.
Oh
This was
my.
my little shop of horrors. We have just been having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, that's great. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It
So yeah.
did. It did. Those vines just got going over there, and you could see just right up that.
Oh
So
yeah.
that was just basically like a tree that was topped off or something.
Yeah.
And still had
Yeah.
about 17 feet left of it.
Yeah, it had a lightning strike years ago and about
Oh
14
my.
years ago, and it needed to come down. So, but yeah, we've got about
Is this a culmination of maybe like one plant you started the year before and it left some seeds? And you
no,
had a few other ones going, or is this just still one plant?
no, dumb me. I planted 5 seeds.
Oh my. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's going to be a video coming out on the stupid mistake I made with my loofah. But my neighbor, he and I have actually planned this for like 2 years. I didn't just like grow into his yard. He and I talked about it for 2 years. He's been growing birdhouse gourds, and his birdhouse gourds grew into my loofah. It was a mess. It was just a mess. And yeah, it's a very fast growing, and with our warm, I mean, we just broke below 58 degrees this week. So we have a very long growing season, incredibly long.
Yeah. Yeah. And boy, oh boy, those vines definitely do take advantage of it for sure. That
You know,
was pretty wild when you sent me the picture. I was like, oh wow, this has got to have a great explanation to it.
yep. Serena was mentioning teaching homeless how to garden, and our church, we're actually
Yeah, yeah.
working on starting a program where we can provide some of the homeless garden beds where they can grow some food and take care of their stuff. And because we do have a challenge with that here in Destin.
Yeah,
I did want to mention that. We actually passed out blessing bags this morning, which is Thanksgiving meals.
Yeah, I
Passed
think
out
most
like
everybody,
70 of
wherever
them,
you
yeah.
live, there's some sort of
Yep.
things like that. And I've been working actually too, as we're planning newer projects for our spaces and things that we're doing, like the front yard garden. We're going to do some more things with the backyard and all that. And a part of that process and what we're going to be doing and everything and some of those changes is to work on and to make some things local, so like
Yeah.
maybe like Serena's mentioning, maybe some classes or something like
Mhm.
that, some sort of things that we can do. I've got a good space where people can gather, we can talk about and do some things like that too. So I have been thinking on that line as well too, because I want to start committing myself to doing more things locally here, as I've reached out to a couple of different organizations just for the show, and that sort of stuff as well too, where I haven't done that before as much. And so that's definitely a part of our plans, is to get involved a little bit more local and definitely work within our community some more to be able to help, bring some better gardening knowledge and
Yeah.
teaching people about different opportunities that they have and things like that as well too. Just kind of grow the gardening community right here, right from my own
Mhm.
community. I know we got
Absolutely.
like Rob. I see Rob's allotment here joining with us as well too, all the way from the UK. We've got Rick in the chat joining us from Australia, Christopher from Norway, Tony from UK, and all of that as well too. We got a nice, great worldwide audience and everything. But what we can also be doing as well, as we're involved with our larger, wider gardening community through our show here, Let's Get Growing and everything, is to really work from our own individual communities wherever we live and try to find ways that we can contribute some more to this kind of concept I've been talking about throughout the year, common ground gardening. This idea that we can, help build our gardening community and also
Absolutely.
ways to connect with each other more as communities throughout all of the individual communities we live in, no matter where we are, whether we're here in the States, we're over in Australia, Norway, UK, wherever it is. I know all of our communities, no matter where we live, can use more community-minded people. And what better place for that to get done and started than right in our own communities. In fact, that was kind of one of the things I was going to talk about today to fill some time. If I hadn't gotten these great contributions of you folks jumping on here to spend your time and hang out with me here. So, again,
well, I do have a question for Rick Fillion.
Yeah, that's right. I think you mentioned that to me before.
Yes, he was talking on Gardner Scott the other day, and I was had to watch it on replay because I had to work. But he was talking about how he had over 100 pounds of potatoes for seed.
Yeah.
I think he said he got them free, and I was hoping that he would come on video and explain to us how that happened. But he's going to have to put in the comments how he ended up with over 100 pounds of potatoes.
So yeah, if you're still listening out there, Rick, we'd like to know about that for sure. Jump in the comments maybe there, or again too, maybe if you got a moment really quickly and you want to answer that question right here live on the show, the link is still down below in the description. We could always squeeze you in as we're finishing up here on the show as well too. But yeah, lots of great things going on, man, and so awesome to have you hanging out with us there backstage for most of the show today, and just
always love being here
today. Yeah, it's great too. And how fun is this to be able to kind of do shows like this as well too, where we can have all of you who spend your time viewing and watching our show kind of be able to jump on and participate with us as well too. I know we get some really great guests, but some of the more fun guests and the best guests that we can have are you guys right here who are watching this show and spending your time with us here every weekend during our discussion and everything, to be able to have an opportunity to join with us live right here, like Bowtie David right now. And in fact, again too, we'll get to link into the chat there as well too for Bowtie's Life in the Garden channel on YouTube. And if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe and go check out what he's got growing on over there, you should definitely do that. He's always out. He's been doing lots of great stuff, and again too, would love to get you on his subscriber list. And to
I've also started my shopping cart for Sarah's seed shop too.
Oh, so. Perfect. That too as well too. Yep, exactly.
I want to do those sugar pie pumpkin. Is that a good pie pumpkin? Is that what that is?
Oh, I bet you it is. I bet you it is. Right there in the name. It's got to be, right?
It's one of my top priorities for next year. All that loofah is going to be sugar pie pumpkin next year.
Right. Excellent. Yeah. Right on. Right. Excellent. So yeah, definitely go get some seeds from Sarah's Seed Shop. Support Sarah's Seed Shop. Go check out Bowtie David's channel, Bowtie Life in the Garden. Anything else you want to let us know about? Anything you got coming up? Anything growing on there in the garden before?
I'll tell you, these loofah, I've harvested 140. I think there's still about another 160 out there. I think every person I've ever known in my life is going to be getting a shower sponge. So that's
yeah, right.
It is prolific. The Florida room, which is right behind me, is full of many loofah. That's the biggest. It's hogged up a lot of time in my garden. It's just been everything I was hoping for and so much more. It's just been fun. It is
a pretty wild plant, and it's definitely wild, as you can tell through that photo that we showed there just a little bit ago. Here, let me see if I can put it up one more time real quick. That's what we're talking about here. Look at that loofah. That is wild. That's crazy.
So it was actually starting to grow up my backyard neighbor's kids' jungle gym.
Yeah,
and our big joke was no, that's actually my garden. I'm sitting on the jungle gym.
Yeah, that's not in the okay.
Yeah, but the big joke was that they had to make sure to count off their kids before they put them to bed at night and make sure someone didn't get eaten.
That's great. Right on, right on. Yeah, so right on. Lots of great things growing on there over at Bowtie Life in the Garden. Definitely go check check out David's channel over there. Thank you so much, David, for spending your time and joining with us here today. We do have another last minute person joining in with
Go
us
for
here.
it.
So let's go ahead and let's see here. I'll make sure we get this. Where's it at? Boom. All right. Thanks again, David. We'll see
My
you
favorite
soon.
person coming up.
Oh, perfect. Right on, right on. Excellent. Like I said, we got another quick addition here, and then we'll get to our last guest. We'll save for the last here today, our best. And so real quick, let's add. I don't see video yet, so I'm waiting for video to show up. There we go. Oh,
hello. Oh, do I need? Oh, sorry, I didn't know I needed to keep my camera on. Sorry about that.
There we go. Yeah, right on. Thanks for joining with us here. Let me just put up what I saw was the screen name there. Is that right there? Michael Lionheart, right?
Yeah.
Sound good enough there. Awesome, Michael. Thanks for jumping in there. Great to have you here. Thanks for spending some time. You've been watching our channel for a while now. Oh, you there?
Nigger!
Oh.
Nigger!
Well, I'm not sure. That's all right. There's something going on. Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for joining with us here today. Right on, right on. Excellent. Excellent. All right, let's move on here. Sorry, I got to keep pushing. I wish they made some of these things a little more streamlined when you're trying to do the banners and get those things set up there though too. But yeah, moving right along today. Here's what you got going on. Thank you all so much. It's been such a really great, fun show so far for us here to get to talk with everybody, all of you viewers and everything who spend your time with us here each and every weekend, hanging out, join with us in the chat and the discussion. So it gives us a great opportunity to be able to get you guys involved and joining in with us and to talk about what you've got growing on in your gardens and all of that too. Our last guest for today is one of our great contributors to our conversation each and every week. In the chat there, we've got joining with us. Oh, like I said, I got to make sure I'm clicking the right buttons here. All right, we got joining with us Jade Dixon, our facilitator from Ontario, Canada. Awesome to have you here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you there. How we doing?
Great. I was muted earlier, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Sometimes we got to make sure. I try to make sure I get the mute off as well too before we get started. Sometimes that'll be a little bit of a hang up, but no, we got you going on there. We got again, we've had a few great conversations here with some really fun gardeners who get to hang out with us in the conversation each week and finish off today with our great facilitator, always dropping in all of those awesome links and everything for everybody. So again, thanks for spending your time to be here with us today.
Super. I just want to say I am super pleased with how many excellent guests we got. I was wondering how it goes, and I'm glad that it's slowly building so that people are seeing that it's a comfortable and safe process, and we do want to hear from you.
Yeah. That's right. We do, for sure. And again, too, just that's what we're here about, is to have fun and enjoy our community. And again, too, if there's one of these dates, which just kind of happens when you're doing a live show and I'm trying to book people and get people to be here on the show, there's just a date every now and then that just doesn't work out. Every time I've thrown this date out to any of our guests that we're trying to have on here on the show, it just that this one wasn't working out. So I was like, you know what, this is perfect. Gives us an opportunity to have kind of one of these community shows where we can, just get together and have a fun conversation with everybody and just hang out, whether it's me, just yapping on about whatever, which I can surely do. I can come up with a couple of things and just go on and on and on. Everybody who already knows me well enough here.
Well, actually, more than a year ago, maybe going back almost 2, that's sometimes what happened when we, for some reason or another, didn't quite get things worked out regarding a guest at the last minute. It was entirely you filling space. And I am really glad that things are building up within the chat and now within the actual video portion of the show, that people are starting to participate, show and tell what's in their gardens, give tips and tricks to people, communicate about their channels. I am all for this building into that.
Yeah. Again, it would be kind of like almost fun to, with the right, size audience and everything too built up. It'd be kind of fun to have like a regular show that was more like this. And again, I mentioned this before earlier, is that I don't know if I got a third show in me quite yet, but we're building up to the point where there's enough content, enough ideas that I have already for the space and time that we're already occupying with Let's Get Growing and the Sunday edition as well, that there's more things we could be doing. And you never know, if it comes down to it, we might have to do something to again kind of continue this idea on as well too. We'll just make space throughout the year to do this a little more often and get together with everybody.
Well, perhaps we could start hearing from people, since this is a community-based program, in the chat, in the comments, if people have positive suggestions about what we can do. Because as Enoch points out, sometimes a live program, weird stuff can come up at the last minute, so that we don't have the scheduled guest available, or technology issues or whatever. So maybe some of you could give us some positive comments, suggestions for us about doing something like this, which is semi-spontaneous, whether we want to start trying to have planned times to perhaps have, say, once a month, once every couple months, have a more experienced channel operator doing a longer form interview with us, or being part of the Are You Following Me? Basically, this show is Enoch's baby, but it wouldn't be a show without all of you. So we would love to hear your positive suggestions about ways that we could improve the show.
Yes, exactly. And always up for that too. Any sort of really good, solid, constructive criticism even is welcome. So, I really encourage people to, get into our comment section below too, especially those who are watching the replays as well too. I mean, I love to hear ideas, thoughts about all that sort of stuff. And these sort of things as well too, because there's nothing better than making improvements to the show that are things that you all are looking for as well too in what we can do here. So really appreciate anything that you guys have as far as suggestions and contributions on that level.
Well, part of the things I've been strongly feeling since I found your program is I feel like the quality of this show, like the quality level and knowledge level of your guests, the production value you add, and the experience you've had in terms of making this a more well-rounded, developed show. I think there's a bigger audience out there that has no idea that this exists, and I'm here for supporting you through this growth period. And I'm hoping eventually this is going to build to the point where it becomes a problem for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the growth of the amount of people that we have coming to the show and the numbers and stuff, that dilemmas start happening. I'm happy for that.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. I mean, what makes this even better is having more and more of you who are joining up with us each and every week to make the chat even more fun, building that community that we're talking about today right here through our show, and then building it into something even more fun, even more more content, more people, more guests, more things like this, all of that sort of stuff, and any other types of suggestions you might have to make the show better would just be really awesome. And again, too, always sharing with your friends and people out there and let them know about the show and help us build this audience even more so that we have even more great opportunities to do even more fun things that's just, like I've said too with other people, as I've talked about, and other ideas for the show. There's a lot of them. I have tons of great ideas that would be great for a show with a really decent audience size. And once we get to a certain place, there's going to be so much more that we can do. And I just really look forward to that and look forward to building this with, yourself, Jay, too, who's been just such an amazing contributor in what you do each and every week, not just with our channel, but all the other channels like Gardner Scott and you've been jumping in over at the Garden Like a Viking. I've been seeing you over there as well, too, just doing that sort of stuff as well, contributing in this great garden community is just really awesome. And we're so fortunate to have you here doing what you do as well too. That really helps us out and helps us build into, just a really great show as well.
Well, previously I'd actually been helping support as a facilitator formally, almost 10 different gardening channels.
Right.
Then I was actually informally kind of helping 4 or 5 more where I was just kind of being a helper, but not committed, just helping when I could. And then I had about 5 more gardening channels that requested my services. But to be honest, and I'm pretty sure Bowtie Dave can relate to this, you don't want to break the J-bot. The J-bot can only handle so much. And Enoch and I have had some private discussions that eventually we might try and figure out a way to clone, kind of in the garden, clone the J-bot, so it's more useful to more people in more places. And unfortunately, I have my limitations, but we will work on, if people are aware of the cloning process with gardening, we're looking at it possibly in terms of helping with this kind of experience that we've been enjoying here.
Yeah, and it's just something that it's more than just moderating a chat. You do a lot more than what most folks would do, and I think there's a lot to be learned for other people who might want to learn to contribute for other channels that they follow and they like in very similar ways and stuff too. I think it's just really great that it's just, in a way, it's like a great support system for what we're actually doing on the show, is to be able to have that sort of information at fingertips of whoever's watching the show as we're talking about things, and as things are being brought up, you're just right on it doing that sort of stuff. And it just really makes for some really great again, great way to just back up whatever kind of things that we're talking about. If someone can just click it and go right there, and then, again, to some of the things we've been doing lately, with sharing other channels links too, so that we can all go support each other and other channels too, those sort of things, and making sure that the conversations going in those sort of directions that we need them to go to as well when we're doing stuff. So you do an all around great job in doing that sort of stuff. And as we could already tell from everybody in the chat too, that they appreciate everything you do as well too.
Oh, thank you. I've just felt for a long time almost like an itch I couldn't scratch, that when I was in the gardening lives, that the chat sections were okay, but I felt like there was such an opportunity for a deeper experience for people to have, as you put it, at the fingertips of, oh, I was wondering if I could learn more about this guest or that book or the thing that they're talking about now. Or, hey, there's other people in the chat and I know they're trying to do good things with their channels. Gee, wouldn't it be nice to build community by supporting them, so that other people can know about, at the very least, about the channel and what they're trying to do, or activities or events that they're trying to promote. And I just felt like there was such a missed opportunity, dozens and dozens of times, for it to be a fuller, better, more educational experience for the people who chose to show up in the chat. And to me, it was essential in building community, supporting the guests, supporting the sponsors, supporting the channel itself, letting people know about past shows that they may have not been aware of, etc., etc. And I just felt like there was an itch I couldn't quite scratch there that wasn't happening in the chat to have that fuller, better experience. And hey, if some of the links that I provide aren't of interest to you, scroll past and move on, no problem at all. But I'm trying to provide that in such an easy format for people who do want it.
Yeah, exactly. And again, too, just so fortunate that with us for us here too as well. So again, and thanks for jumping on too to be on today. I mean, what I wasn't really expecting that we would get such a full plate today, so it was really awesome. So again, thanks to David and Julie and Will as well too, Julia and Will earlier too, for jumping on today to be able to have this kind of real fun conversation with all of you. And again, the time just flew by today. I can't believe we're already winding down and everything. So again,
I'm pleased. I am thrilled that we had so many people. And you were talking about positive suggestions for in the future, whether it's on short notice or planned. Perhaps people can let us know. Do they want more of this kind of thing? Maybe the people who haven't quite stepped forward realize that it's a not very intimidating experience. It's like sitting over a kitchen table, talking with your neighbor about gardening. It's not that big of a deal.
That's
we
right.
really would love to have you put in your own little unique stamp, because even though in some ways this is Enoch's channel, it really is all of your channel too.
That's right.
And it would not exist without the support of the people who keep coming back on a regular basis. So maybe some of you want to step forward a little bit more, be more involved in the chat. And maybe if you're a little shy but think you could step forward, next time we have an opportunity like this, maybe you show up for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yes, exactly. And we're going to look definitely to trying to make sure that, you know, even if, you know, again, it's sometimes there's these dates, like this one was just one of those dates. Like every time I threw it at somebody, it just wasn't going to work out for them. So eventually it just becomes this, well, let's fill it with something. So, you know, maybe more so than just waiting for one of these dates to happen, as I'm planning out the calendar for 2020, 25, don't need too many 20s in there, but 2025, as we're planning that calendar out, we'll try to work in some days where we'll specifically do this sort of thing, and then give you all again a chance to be able to join the conversation. And again too, it's just so much fun. It's so much fun for me to get to talk to all these great guests like I do each and every week. It's just one of the most amazing things about doing a show like this. But it's even more fun to get to talk with all of you, and today has just been really, really amazing. Jay, I've been so fortunate now this year. We've gotten you on the channel several different times. We'll look forward to actually having you back here, actually, hopefully in a couple of weeks as well, too. I'll talk with you a little bit more about a little bit later as well, too. But yeah, I mean, we've had such a really great, amazing year. We'll talk more about the year we've had and everything, too, as we move forward here in a few weeks and everything. But again, just it's all about you guys out there. Just Jay says, you know, this is fun for me, and I get to have fun. I'm going to hang out in my living room, talk to just some of these people I really admire in the gardening community, get to hang out and have a great group of people like yourself who spend your time with me each and every weekend here in my living room, and probably take part in these conversations and everything. That's so much fun for me on that level and everything. What's even better for me is that this is, again, as you said, Jay, this is a community show. This is a show that's about and for the gardening community. It's about you guys, the gardeners and growers that are out there who love gardening content. And it's, you know, about all of those gardeners and growers out there making all of that gardening content. And that's the whole idea of what this show is about, is the idea of having just this wonderful, awesome gardening community, and for us to be able to have a place where we can get together and just hang out and nerd out about gardening and growing, and all of the people in it who share that passion for, you know, for growing, you know, plants and gardens and flowers and whatever you like to grow.
Well, I'm just going to throw out one last thought, at least
Absolutely.
one last thought from my end. I'm not sure what you have planned, but I just want to kind of throw this back to all the viewers that we have, whether they're live now or whether they're going to see us on the replay later. We all know, because it's been a couple of years now, that Enoch puts out a high quality program. He does his best to create an excellent program. But now that we're starting to build a little bit of a community, I'm going to kind of throw it back on some of you of what part you could play to help make this show just a little bit bigger audience. Could you share when you're already in another channel or another chat? Could you consider being even a stop-in brief guest with us? Perhaps you're willing to risk it and come out and spend a little bit more time on a program. Maybe you've got some interesting stuff you could share with the chat that would be useful to us all. The thing is that this program is about community, and I would love to see some of you just stretch your comfort zone just that tiny little bit more so that we could build into a program where, like I say, our success actually becomes a problem for us, and that would be fantastic.
It sure would be. Absolutely would be. I would look forward to it again too. We got so much more planned coming up and going into this next year. So we're on our way. We're on our way for sure. Let's see here too, and we'll get Rob's allotment gardening too as well sometime. He's like, I was hoping to come on tonight, but the football game came first. Okay, but we'll get you on sometime eventually for sure, Rob.
Maybe Rob could come
I'm
on
determined.
following me, you know?
I'm determined. Eventually we'll get Rob on for sure. Rob's been around with us for since the beginning of doing this show. So eventually we got to squeeze him in. But right on, Jay. Thank you so much for taking your time again to participate with me here and get on the show with me. We had a lot of really great guests today, and it was great to top it all off with having you on as well too.
Super. Thanks to all of you. I'm sorry if I've been ignoring you in the chat the last 20 minutes or so, but I do try to be a multitasker, and I do my very best, but when I'm a guest, I kind of can't do very much in the chat.
Yeah.
I have limited capabilities, even though Bowtie Life in the Garden, that's Dave. He coined the phrase of me being J-Bot. J-Bot is not an excellently organized robot. She can only handle so much. So I'm sorry if any of you have made comments.
Multitasking can be difficult.
The last 20 minutes.
I know too, for sure.
Yeah, the J-Bot can only handle so much. So.
Right on. Well, thanks again, Jay, so much. So great to have you on, and I look forward to seeing you again here real soon.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
All right. There we are again, too. What a wonderful day today. Getting a chance to hang out with all of you here on our show. And again, too, so much more fun to look forward to, as well as what we were talking about there, winding up with Jay. So thanks again to Jay. Thanks for David from Bowtie Life in the Garden. Thanks to Julia and Will, Big Will Dog. Awesome to see both of you as well, too, here on the show. So again, thank you so much for, again, jumping in the fire and getting in and joining in the conversation. Just so much fun here when we get to do something like this, and I'm really just elated that it all worked out so well today. We had some great conversations with all of you. And again, remember, we are here every Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. And remember here, if you are, or wait, before we get to all of that too, I wanted to actually go through, we got to talk about, just let everybody know again too, about last week on the show, we had with us Ryan Schumacher from Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company. He does a lot of the media content and reels and the funny, entertaining reels and things that they do there at Baker Creek over the last couple seasons. It was fun to talk with Ryan last week as well, as we got to meet Brooke Morgan from What Brooke Grows. last Saturday as well too. That was a really fun, great conversation. You want to go back and check out last Saturday's show, as well as, again, like I said, we're here both Saturday and Sunday. We have our Sunday edition of the show. And last Sunday on the show was our third Sunday of the month. And each third Sunday of the month, we do our monthly gardening book club. Last Sunday, and again, too, doing a live show, it's bound to happen. It didn't really work out with our planned author and book. So Mark and I, my co-host, Mark Boucher Colbert, my good friend, and I got together to do just a fun discussion about the books we've already done this year. We had 7 great books, 7 great authors that we've featured on our book club this year so far. We've got 1 more to go for 2024. And for our December selection, we announced last week as well, is Diane Meisler's Grow Your Soil. So again, just a really fun book so far. I've been reading this the last week, getting into it, talking all about harnessing the power of the soil food web to create your best garden ever. So this is going to be a really fun conversation, great opportunity as well for you to join in with the gardening book club. If you don't necessarily have to get the book, although getting the book is really great to read along with all of us as well too throughout the month. And again, that'll be December 15th when we get together. That'll be the third Sunday of December with Diane. And again, too, like I said, you don't get book clubs really most of the time where you get to actually hang out and talk with and interview the author of that book. So that'll be really fun. We'll get together with Diane and do that again coming up in December. So look forward to that, as well as next Saturday on the show, we're finally going to have my good friend, one of our early contributors to the Urban Gardener channel. She was on one of my first live, not really live, but recorded interview that I did for a competition I was involved in, and she came on and talked about edible flowers. But Masilla Della Lana from the channel Learn to Grow. I've been following Masilla for many, many years. She does some really great stuff with all sorts of different gardening subjects. She's written a book about 4-season gardening. So she's an author, has a really awesome, amazing channel. She's been doing, as I mentioned too, I did show that I unboxed a little bit earlier my mushroom kit that I got from Mill Creek. So she's been doing a lot of stuff with mushrooms. We'll talk with her about that as well too. So she'll be on the show this next Saturday with Masilla Dellana from Learn to Grow. It can be a great conversation there too. And again too, we have our Sunday edition of the show. We'll be back next week with a fun gardening roundtable discussion where we'll have Jessica from Dream to Seed back on with us again, as well as Nicole from Nicole Smith Gardening. We'll get together with them next Sunday for a fun gardening conversation and garden roundtable. So yeah, we got lots growing on here on the Let's Get Growing show. I hope that you all keep following along with us as well too. Again, like I said, hit that like button if you're here before you head out, and click the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. You definitely want to make sure you are. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you can be notified of all of our videos and live streams, as I mentioned earlier on the show here today as well too. I'm going to be getting back in. I'm working on it. I'm getting myself geared up to get back into doing our weekly garden journal videos. I've got a couple of other project videos I want to get out for everybody as we get moving into our new year coming up. So got a lot of that looking forward to. So be sure that you're notified and hit that notification button, and then as well share with all of your friends and all of that as well too. So again, thank you all so much for being with me here today. It's so great to have you all here with us. And again, such an awesome conversation that you all been having. And again, too, let's see here. I want to make sure we're going through here. Right on. Mill Creek says, thanks all, fun show. Thank you. Yes. Tony says, Sony from Simplify. Well, again, like I said, we got Tony coming up here in a couple of weeks as well, too. Keep an eye out for that show coming up here. And All right. All right. Let's see here. Bohemian Julia, thanks for having me, my friend. Absolutely. Thank you for being on with us today. That was just really awesome. Again, too, really awesome idea. So glad it worked out really well today. Let's see here. All right, all right. I want to make sure. Oh, trying to. Another thing about doing a live show too, Ed, you're trying to like read along. I'm trying not to miss anything. I don't want to, and I know I'm probably missing some things going on here through the chat. And let's see here. But again, yeah, thank you all so much, for spending your time and joining in with us today too. Again, Big Will Dog. He's like, next time I'll be more focused if I know ahead it's coming. yeah, again too, I'll try to make sure that we're planning maybe something like that instead of just, again, when one of these days kind of pops up, I'm really just kind of throwing it out there maybe the week or so before. But maybe we'll do a planned one, and I'll let people know well enough ahead as well too, so that y'all can plan on being a part of everything as well too. Get someone else too, like Rob from Rob's Allotment as well too. Like I said, maybe get some others to jump in and join with us as well too. Maybe even Rick from Australia maybe could pop in and join with us too. Let's see here. Oh, and Tony says, yeah, amazing live again. Thank you. Look forward to a couple weeks being a guest again. Yes, absolutely. I look forward to having you on again, Tony. Awesome. Sam says, thanks, friends. Have a productive week. Yeah. Quick hi from Connie. Thank you, Connie, for jumping in there too as well. It's good to see you join with us here. Jersey Girl says, great show. Mill Creek says, much love. Yes, absolutely. All right. So awesome, everybody. I just thank you so much. This has just been a great show this week. Again, be sure to join with us again tomorrow. Actually, did I mention? Oh, this is what I didn't get right. When I was mentioning our Sunday edition of the show, is tomorrow. Jessica and Nicole on the show tomorrow. And then we'll have another roundtable discussion next week. So I was saying that this was going to be next week. This is actually tomorrow. So we'll see you all tomorrow for our discussion with Nicole and Jessica. And again, too, look really forward to seeing everybody then as well. Got to make sure. Again, all part of the fun of doing all of this. But again, I look forward to seeing all of you here tomorrow for our Sunday edition.